Hi, I'm Xander, and welcome to my channel. I'm a poet and a songsmith, and this channel is about the creative process when writing or crafting a song or a poem, both how it came to be and aspects of crafting or working in order to make the song match the purpose of the song, match why it has come into being, what it is intended to do. Before I get into any of that, I would like to acknowledge the Wadawurrung people and their lands, which is where I'm broadcasting this from. I'd like to honor their elders, past, present, and emerging, and any other elders that may be present either now or into the future. I'd like to acknowledge that this is, was, and always will be Aboriginal land. Sovereignty was never ceded. This is stolen land. So, the song that I am going to, that this particular video is about, is a song I wrote last night, so it's still very fresh and it's still very new. It hasn't been crafted a lot yet. But I thought it would be really interesting because it's still very fresh as to how things happened. So I thought I would go through that. The song is called Pennies on the Eyes, and it was inspired by a movie I was watching called From Hell, which is the Johnny Depp movie about Jack the Ripper, which I see as a very feminist film. I'm not quite sure how others would see it, but I see it as a very feminist film. It's all based around a group of women who are basically trying to navigate life in a very patriarchal, very male-dominated society and survive through that. In fact, not only survive sufficiently that they're, that they head toward thriving, which is always good. Now, I also see that particular movie as a movie about life, death, and rebirth. It starts with the birth of a child. The movie then goes through a whole lot of deaths because you have Jack the Ripper come through. And then at the very end, you have one main character die, but then you have the other main character be reborn. They go and they start a new life. So for me, it is about life, death, and rebirth. And it was the end scene where the main character, one main character has passed, and their friend puts pennies on their eyes for the ferryman so that their soul can be taken to the afterlife rather than being stuck somewhere. And I just found myself singing, pennies on the eyes, my love, pennies on the eyes. And at first, I was just singing that line over and over. And when I start singing something like that, I just get out of my own way. I just let it happen, let the words come out of my mouth. I don't judge anything. It's not usually until a couple of minutes go by and I start to think, okay, this is a song. This is something that's time to catch. And then it will depend on whether I want to catch the tune, whether I want to catch the words, whether I want to catch both, and what's close and handy. If my phone is there, it's really easy to just pick up the phone and record it as a voice memo, because that way everything gets caught. But sometimes it seems more important for me to focus on the words, in which case I need a pen and paper so that I can write them down and see them. There's this thing about being able to visually see the words when it's a word focus rather than a song focus, tune focus. And once I started seeing the words, then I was able to pull my song into fruition. When a song comes through and it's just coming through like that, and I'm hearing rhymes and I'm just trying to catch that instance of the song, the important thing is to just catch that instance as it is. Later on, once I start to work through it, to craft it, maybe tweak a few bits, maybe decide that I want to turn it into something with verses and chorus. Sometimes I want to do something like that. Maybe it's something that is complete in and of itself. Sometimes it comes through and I know it's a piece of something and there's more to it that I need to figure out. But the important thing is to catch what's there. And I just catch what's there. Because later on, once I've done all of that, I can go back to how it was when I first came through. And there might be something else there that I didn't notice. There might be a phrase that I somehow went out with the crafting of it that actually is really important for the essence of the song that I want to put back in. And so I will then find a way to work it back in. Or it might be that there is a certain meter or rhythm of the song that I hadn't noticed and that I have lost because I've decided to impose a particular different purpose for the song, perhaps, than what was there when it came through. And I might need to pare that back and work that rhythm and meter back into it, or something else. But to start with, the important thing is to catch it as it comes through, as fresh as possible. And that way, even if I catch it several times, I have a particular way of being able to tell this was what it was like when it came through. It came through at this particular point. These were the things that were in my head. Because sometimes I would sing it and add notes, just like if I'm seeing something when the words are coming through, like a particular image, I might mention that. Or if there's something I feel is important to the song, I might mention it when I catch it, so that I catch that in relation to the song. And I find that to be also a very important part of the process. So the song as it came through goes something like this. Pennies on the eyes, my love, pennies on the eyes. We dance the dance of life, my love, through all its ebbs and tides. Under the moon we dwell, till there are no more cries. Follow the golden path, my love, deep in the western skies. At that point, I realized I'd written a lamentation song. When I saw it written down on the page, and when I sung it, I realized it was a lamentation song. And that made sense to me for a number of reasons. In this past month, I've been to a funeral and a memorial. The memorial was for a beloved friend who passed from cancer a couple of months ago. And that was only last weekend. This lamentation, it's very, I want to say Irish, so I'm going to go with Irish. Idea of keening has been very present. With the memorial, I sang one of my songs, which I'll do on another video, not this one, but it was also in many ways a keening song. So this idea of song as lamentation, was in the back of my mind. And it wasn't until I sung it that I realized, this is a lamentation song. And this is a song to sing someone into the afterlife, to sing someone on. At that point, I realized one of the words was in the wrong tense. After the pennies on the eyes, my love, pennies on the eyes, I had originally sung, we dance the dance of life, my love. And I realized it was, we danced past tense. The dance of life, my love. Because the dance of life had ended for the person we are singing about or singing to. Through all its ebbs and tides, because life has this flow. It's not always full. Sometimes it seems very sparse. Sometimes it can feel very empty, etc. So you have this flow. And tides and moon were things that I was picturing when I was seeing, when I was writing the song, when I was writing the words and stuff, this idea of the tides of life, this idea of the phases of life, just like the moon has phases. There is also this idea of this darkness where everything goes still and quiet till there are no more cries, till this silence comes. And then, of course, with the western skies, it's before the dark, but I saw this dark silence first. And then moving across the ocean into a rising or setting sun, into a sun pathway, a sun low on the horizon with that path in front of it on the ocean. They're the images that were sort of in my head while I was writing the words that underlie the song. And of course, there's various aspects in there that you can tie to things like life, death, and rebirth. The rising sun, like the setting sun, the rising sun to bring forth something, the setting sun to send off something. And it is the western sky, and the western sky is the setting sun. But when I was writing it, the sun path happened after the darkness. So there's certain nuances that you sit there and you think about, is that important? Is it important that the setting sun can also be seen as the birthing sun? So anyway, that's essentially how that particular song came through, Pennies on the Eyes. At the moment, it is what it is, a cyclic lamentation song. I like to sing it through 3 times, but then I often like to sing things 3 times. And when I sing it, I have a tendency to sing it slow, with silences. Silences in between the words, because the silences seem to be an important part of how the song is to be sung. I imagine it being something where you're lighting candles, or you're doing something while you're singing it, and that you're singing it to put energy into what you're doing. Putting energy into the lighting of the candle because you're honoring the essence of this person. You light the candle for this person. You sing the song to this person. You extinguish the candle and it goes where it needs to go. Something along those lines. Or placing something on water so that it is taken away by the tide. So I see it as very much a song that you would sing while you were doing something along those lines, some kind of ritual act, if you like. So anyway, thank you for watching and listening to this video. I hope you found it interesting, if not useful. That's just telling me that there is some kind of a flood or a fire somewhere nearby, but never mind. And farewell till next time. Bye.